Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Slay the Princess. So, like I said at the end of the last episode, I'm going to try for the den this time. That requires going from the beast and getting killed in a way that does not involve her eating us, I think. Either having her kill us or us kill ourselves, I don't know. But either way, I have tried this several times. I keep messing up and accidentally getting the witch instead. So I did eventually look up a walkthrough on exactly how to get to the beast, so this shouldn't be the debacle that I had last time. Let's skip ahead. Silently continue.
You make your way up the short path. The interior.
Enter the basement. I'm here to save you. Let's talk of it first.
Okay.
Let's see. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding.
Alright. Let's go back and retrieve the blade.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you.
Okay.
You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
I was a little confused because I thought that this is what leads to the witch, but I guess the difference is that when I got the witch, I didn't lock the door behind me, and she was able to escape.
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Let's finish
Your
this.
eyes dart to the... Where is she?
Close the door behind you. Okay, this is what I need to do.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Okay. Oh, thank God, we're finally here. How did we do it last time? Because in the second episode of this series, I got the beast, but by killing her after the knife was thrown down. I wanted to do that this time, but after the knife was thrown down, it kept giving me the option just to save the princess, not to slay her. And I don't know what that was about. Come on out, let's just get this over with.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
Venture into the shadows.
You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. Her ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright, the beast.
You're on a you're here.
We've seen all this before. Let's just proceed.
a warning. She will... Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when
Yeah.
it plays?
We've seen all this before.
The interior of the cabin is...
We're gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement. Not even gonna bother with the mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Alright, hold on. I skipped too much. I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs. You're right to be terrified. The air is shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move now. Last time... Hold on. I'm gonna save because I'm really scared. Last time I got the beast, I died by her eating me without me wanting that to happen. Like, I was kind of going for a different outcome, but she caught me anyway. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Let's just, like...
You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
So I tried to run for the stairs last time. I'm not gonna do that this time.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
We can't run for the stairs. I was sent to kill you because you're a threat to the world. I'm starting to believe that's true.
Oh, for the love of... You've given up the game. Great. All that will do is hasten her victory.
So many useless thoughts run through your head. Thinking, thinking, thinking. You'll never hurt me if you keep thinking.
You're deflecting.
And you bear your weakness to the world.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble. Keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Survive? What if we just click survive?
You spin into a new patch of jungle, barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
This is when I ran for the stairs. Stop hiding and show yourself.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her.
I don't have
Is
the
that all
option
the advice
to.
you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She is clearly not. A tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck. Flee. We can't keep doing this.
Stay alive.
You're a little slow. Or maybe she's a little faster. You avoid her slavering jaws, but she manages to graze you, her titanic momentum skinning you along your side. It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast?
Ooh, that's a really cool image. I like that. I like the way her eyes are like twinkling. Twinkling is not the right word, but like glowing, shifting.
You're bleeding now.
So maybe if we like slowly bleed out, that'll kill us.
You instinctively touch your side, testing her claim. It's wet and stings from the gentle touch of your fingertips. A costly mistake. We can't make it again. We will make it again unless something changes. We have to break the pattern. We need more time. She's cutting off our escape.
Our game is nearing its end.
We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? If you could get out here on your own, wouldn't you have already left?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions. She's more tense this time. She means this next blow to be the last. The mere thought of moving again makes your bloodied side ache. We're exhausted. We're bleeding. We're still alive. We owe it to ourselves to move.
Again?
Once again, you narrowly avoid the full force of the impact, and once again you are too slow to come away unscathed. You're starting to get tired. You're making mistakes. This isn't working. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive.
I feel like I'm on the right track here. Because, like, our attempts to stay alive feel like they're eventually going to be the thing that kills us.
We're trying, but we can't keep this up much longer. We have to. We keep up or we die.
You're getting slow.
She seizes the opportunity, lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks over and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you. Too tired to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. Before you get the chance to react at all, she makes her last foray from the dark corners of the room, unhinging her dripping maw, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. You do your best to dive out of the way, and you partially succeed.
What does that mean?
Partially? Yes. The princess fails to swallow you whole. She only swallows your lower body. That's just as bad. That's worse, even. It's death either way. At least this will be a faster end. You look down to see that the dirt between you is strewn with your intestines, trailing all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. Your legs are nowhere to be seen. You start to go into shock.
This feels like it might be right. It says, there are other ways to die to nature than let it swallow you whole. She didn't swallow us whole. She bit us in half. That's not whole, that's half. Maybe this is the right way?
The princess, bloody saliva dripping from her lips, idly gnaws on what's left of you as you rapidly fade away.
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Well, we're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
That chapter is really tense. Oh my god. Yay, we made it to the den. Alright, let's see what this is about.
You're on a path in the wood. That didn't work. We're going in with a plan this time. We're not getting stuck in another loop, just acting on instinct. We're stuck in a big enough loop as it is.
Alright, that chapter was... The Beast is a really stressful chapter, because it feels like the only time in the game where you can really, really make mistakes. Like, there are so many options, and it's all tactical, you know? And I know, like, it says at the beginning of the game, as you're booting it up, like, there are no mistakes, there are no early ends, but if you're really trying to get something different, then the possibility of messing up there seem like a lot of possibilities to mess up, you know? In the Beast chapter. So, I don't like that one. And I'm not looking forward to ever going back to it again if I have to look for more options in... Hold on, let's see, how many memories do I have for the Beast right now? Not many. I still have several more that I need to get. I mean, I guess they're pretty straightforward. Make a way to her heart, so kill her after you've been swallowed, free her, and fight her to the death. Okay, I guess that's not too many that I'm missing. What's this one? That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be, or could you be a rival? Really interesting, really interesting. Okay. It's given me a lot to think about looking at the screen. Ugh. I don't want to spend too much time, like, agonizing over these, like, hint screens during the playthrough, but this one seems interesting. Maybe this is, like, attacking her, like, waiting for her to strike and then attacking her after we've already been hurt by her once. Does that make sense? Like, being a cornered animal and then changing the dynamic. I don't know. Let's get back to the den and see what her deal is. Alright, now the question is, do we want to listen to the skeptic and actually go in with a plan? Or do we want to go with the hunted and continue acting on instinct? We listened to the hunted last time when we got the Eye of the Needle, and he helped us, we won. But he wasn't as helpful this time. I don't know if we want to continue listening to him.
Instinct was keeping us alive. Until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do? Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. So you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me, it's in your best interests. The more you know about the princess, the more difficult your task will be. And why is that? Having me explain why would defeat the whole purpose. There are simply some things I'm not allowed to tell you. It's a hard rule.
It's a hard rule that you came up with, Jude. You made this world.
And whose rule is it? Who's telling you to boss us around? We've died twice already, and if you want us to stay alive this time, it's in your best interests to give us an edge. It's my rule, and this conversation is over.
My house, my rules, I guess is what he's saying. Alright, what's the plan? Going in on instinct does not work last time, so we need a plan.
She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. So we're gonna draw her out. But she's fast. And she's clever.
Yeah. I still have not seen a proper full-body illustration of the beast. Just kind of distant ones from the shadows. I guess we get those by trying to kill her.
We're clever too. So this time we're not gonna let her cut off our escape. We're gonna lead her to the stairs ourselves. It'll be a lot easier to deal with her once we can actually see what she is. But you already know what she is. She's a princess. Yeah, right. A princess we couldn't see, and one that had big, sharp teeth, too. How about you stick to describing things and we'll stick to doing our job? Sharp teeth.
The path is different than it was before.
You're right. This is different, isn't it? I'm starting to lose track of things myself. Ground is ground. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. We'll adapt. If it looks different, that's because the situation has started to spiral out of everyone's control. So please, disavow yourself of the notion that you can just come back here and fix this place if you manage to make a mess before that line of thinking leaves you yet another world in ruin. Though, as evidenced by you dying twice, it's safe to assume the fates of the worlds you've left behind don't concern you very much. Consider this your last opportunity to make things right. For you and for the rest of existence. But especially for you. Clearly we're not getting anything out of him.
I want answers. What is going on here? What do you know that you're not telling me?
Like I said, I've told you as much as I can without putting you at a disadvantage. If anything, I've told you too much. You've already died by her hands twice. You shouldn't need much in the way of motivation.
Let's just go to the cabin.
You make your way down to the cabin.
Ooh.
Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do. Alright, we've been over the plan. Goad her out of the shadows, make her show herself. And what if she doesn't want to be seen? We'll figure out a way to make it happen. And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight, it will. It's always easier to fight what you can see, no matter how big or toothy she might be.
Proceed.
The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, You might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. If there's a way forward, that mirror is blocking it off. What are you talking about? There is no mirror. There's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us. Then either way, we need to investigate. Might as well get started.
This reminds me of... You know what it reminds me of? I feel like I'm in the animal kingdom at Disney World. I feel like I'm inside that big tree of life. You know the one I'm talking about? The one that has all the animal faces carved into it? You just walk around it and you see like, oh, there's a lion, there's a beetle, there's a snake, and they're all intricately carved into this tree. And you can kind of go under the roots, and there used to be a show inside. I don't know if there's still the Bugs Life show. I never went to that show because I don't like those shows that like make things where like there's stuff in the seat that like crawls under you or like bites you. I read all about this attraction. I never went on it because I had a quite a big Disney World hyperfixation as a child. So I knew everything about all the attractions I never wanted to go on because they'd be too scary. But I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. I was just reminded of the Tree of Life at Disney World. This brings me back to my childhood, the screen. Alright, let's take the blade. I think we want to kill her this time. We brought the blade last time. She just overwhelmed us. We didn't feel like there was a reason to attack. But we're gonna try this time. We're gonna take the blade and we're gonna try.
Yes, take the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
How would the hunted do on, like, Survivor? I guess it's a different kind of... I feel like maybe the opportunist would be better at Survivor, you know? I'm scared. Can you tell that I'm scared to see what's waiting for me? I'm stalling so much.
Odds are we'll need it. Thanks for not putting us in a bad spot.
Approach.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair. Haven't you been paying attention? We're not hesitating. This supposed hole is blocked by that old mirror.
I don't know if it's just the frustration of the Beast chapter that is, like, bleeding out into me, but I'm, like, scared I'm gonna mess this up somehow. But how am I supposed to mess it up? It's a chapter 3 that I've never seen before. Whatever I do is okay. Whatever you do is okay, Mars. Just remind yourself of that.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It's so grimy. Maybe we can wipe it clean and finally get a look at ourselves. You reach forward and wave your hand over
it's
the
just
open
a hole
leading to the basement. See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Now, is the den referring to the basement as she has transformed it, or is it referring to her somehow? Like, is she still intent on eating us, and therefore she is a den, she is a place for people to reside in? Is that what she's like? Is that what she fancies herself now?
As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety.
Contrary to every other route we've been on.
Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Alright, let's be Sneaky. Say nothing and silently proceed down the stairs.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
This makes me really uncomfortable. It's like the opposite of claustrophobia, where you're afraid of like big open spaces. I know that's a thing. And I don't really have it, but this screen is making me feel it. Ooh, why is this so uncomfortable?
Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe.
Well, we've already done a luring her out kind of thing with the Eye of the Needle. Maybe we do something stupid. Since the skeptic is telling us to lure her out, and he's not like the main voice of this route, maybe we're supposed to listen to him. Maybe listening to him is a smart thing to do. There's nothing we're quote-unquote supposed to do. So let's continue trying to kill her, but continue being dumb. Step into the shadows, ready to fight.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement. There, she's about to strike. We're screwed. I know. This wasn't part of the plan. We were supposed to come down here prepared. Oh, what's the use?
Whoa.
You just barely make out the shape of teeth and eyes as the princess emerges, enormous maw gaping,
wings.
ready to swallow you whole. And...
can I stab? Oh. But he doesn't respond. Eyes glance at you from the untextured threads of the world unraveled. Am I free? They ask. Can she not speak? Can the den not speak? She's become such an animal that she can't even speak anymore. Oh, I almost feel bad for her in that case, you know? And I wish we could have seen more of her. I really did feel like that would lead us to more. I'm surprised that she's getting taken by the shifting mound so soon. Okay. Well, this is going to be a short episode.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Death. Real death. No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
Approach. You've unraveled. Proceed. Ooh. She looks really cool. Oh, wow. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
She's almost angelic, the den. Maybe it's just the wings making me say that, but also the way her dress is draped, the way her horns resemble a crown, and that beautiful tail. She's kind of exquisite. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is consumed by instinct, a dancer moving to the rhythm of the flesh. She will make for a ravenous heart. She wishes me to devour you, to make you a part of myself, but she is only a voice.
And that's the only thing she doesn't have.
Do not mourn her, for she is part of something greater.
I really do almost feel bad for the Den. She's really just devolved into an animal. The shifting mound even had something extra to say about her, like, she hasn't even found peace yet. All of the other vessels that we bring to the shifting mound feel as if they found peace in the way she describes them. But all that we can say about the Den is that she wants what she has always wanted, but now she's part of something bigger. Something greater than her animal instincts, like... That's really sad. Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Look at that, the one hand holding the Den's claws. Weirdly sweet.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright. That was interesting. Kind of a short episode, both because we were kind of rushing through what led up to the beast and the beast herself, but also because there wasn't really much to the Den. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot to her, but she doesn't speak. She barely thinks. She just acts on pure instinct. She's not... I mean, the princess was never really human, was she? But she's not even something resembling human anymore. It's just... you come in contact with an animal and you either win or you lose, and it's just as simple as that. There's no tactics about it like there was with the beast. It's just action. And we unfortunately chose the wrong action. And that is really interesting in itself. Like, God, even though we saw so little of the Den, I have so much to say about her just from what little we've been shown. The implications of the way her branch turned out and her design and everything. This game, there's just so much to be said about every single aspect of it. Oh, I really love it. Alright, anyway. Next time, I think we're going for the new Spectre branch. Which will probably be a short lead up because we've already done everything we needed to right before chickening out with the Spectre branch. But yeah, then we'll probably see something really interesting. But until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Slay the Princess.